We now move to really the first main session on Popping the Hood, and that's the role of prayer. One of the things I have noticed being in associational work is a shift in my thinking. For many years, I was just thinking about unhealthy churches and trying to do every single thing I can to help with unhealthy churches. But another layer that's often gone unnoticed that there's also unhealthy pastors. So often we can get just in the routine of ministry that we don't check our own soul. We don't see what's happening in our own life and our efforts to try to help everybody else. Well, we want to make sure that in this whole process of popping the hood that there's this investigation of us, of our heart and our soul before we try to lead anybody else, any other team, to do any other strategic steps in the church that move it to health. We're going to focus on our own health. And so what I encourage you to do is just consider these few points. One is to take strategic steps forward, but remember it's a spiritual effort. It's not just a strategic one. We have to think this is soul issues as much as it is strategy development issues. Remember this is there's that law of the lid, that your church cannot go any further, grow any further than you as the leader are doing. Well, this is also not just in leadership principles and development areas, but also in the spiritual realm as well. It's essential for you to take the time to investigate your own heart before you assemble any other type of team for you to kind of pour into. As I said, this is a spiritual issue, and that means that we have an enemy. Satan does not want your church to be healthy. And so what he does, he often goes after the spiritual well-being, areas of discouragement or that emotional security of the pastor. Because if he can get the pastor and the other leaders of the church, unhealth is sure to follow. And so what we ask you to do as you begin this journey, begin it with prayer. And it also, not just at the beginning, it's going to be essential that you move forward with every step in the direction and at the speed of prayer. God has put the Holy Spirit in us to guide us into all truth, to comfort us on that journey. And so we must make sure that we're doing that. And so what you have in your packet is a prayer guide. 21 days of prayer, 3 weeks to guide your prayer life leading up to the time when you would put a team together to go through the rest of this process. So this Pop the Hood is not just overnight. It begins inside of you. And so let me encourage you to take the time to work through the role of prayer these 21 days and jot down notes. What truths are God teaching you about your church and also about you? When you do this, you'll be rightly positioned to lead your church to continue to pop the hood.